record button. Abby! Will you make sure that
the actual...
Hello and welcome to Goodmorning SUPA. My name is Emma Proctor. I'll be your host today, and we will be talking about social regulation. Alright, so today we're going to talk about social regulation, social media regulation. What we're factoring on the internet are freedoms under the Constitution, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression. You know, they dive deep, we can go anywhere we want to go with those. And here we have our topic duck, because you know me and my getting off topic, so I gotta just remind me to keep myself going. And of course we have our topics for today, starting on from your, what, this is gonna be your left? From over here. Alright, freedom of speech and expression, of course. So today we're going to be talking about young girls and the expectations on these girls, what they feel pressured to do, the standards that we set for these young ladies. Younger girls are looking on Instagram. We have stars like Kylie Jenner and Gigi Hadid showing their body. And whether it's about their body or not, there's something to show. This is girls being proud of who they are. And of course, there is nothing wrong with that. It is being pushed on to these young girls. There are young girls showing, posting, sending explicit images of themselves young ages. So now we're gonna hit my regulation button, bring me back on topic. Where is the social media regulation in all this? Well, social media such as Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook, most commonly used, have set age requirements to 13. While that's the first step in the right direction, there is no certification. Oh, you're 13? Where's your proof? Where's your parent's signature? Of course, those things can be forged too. It's very easy to lie about your age, for any website for that matter. And young girls going down to 12 and 11 and 10, if their parents are allowing them to have these social media accounts, not knowing that there's age regulations put into place, if they have access to even a device, they can get on these social media accounts and have access to the rest of the internet. It is mostly men who are targeting these young girls, which brings me to our next topic that's under my desk. Which brings us to our next topic. Child pornography. And I feel the need to address the fact that this is a very not talked about topic. And I think that more of the issue here is that it's not as regulated because it's not as talked about. And if it were more talked about, there wouldn't be as dire need for regulation. So, as far as regulation goes, I'll start with the facts. 7 out of 10 children view online porn inadvertently. Whether it's inadvertently or inadvertently, it's talked about in schools, among friends, while some mature faster than others. It's talked about, but it's not talked about. 1,536 sites in 2008 contained child pornography, and 58 of those sites were hosted in the US. 116,000 queries related to child porn every day. 116,000 people go looking for child porn every day. There are 266 new pornography websites created every day, and 28,000 users every second. Now, while pornography itself is not an issue, these rapid growing numbers are. The readily available access to these websites is growing, with 266 new websites every day. How easy is it to upload, to put explicit content of children on the internet? In the past year, there have been cases of children going missing and appearing on these websites being abused, raped, and even sometimes killed. These kids will go missing, not to be seen for weeks, months, and then to go viral on these websites. And kids who do make it out have to fight to get these videos taken down. And these big name porn industries are making money off of every video viewed. So not only do these kids have to fight to get the videos taken down, these families and victims of this have to fight to have this taken off the internet, but until it is taken down, these big porn industries continue to make profit off of it. Again, while porn itself is not the issue, there does need to be regulations put into place to not limit, but put factors on what is being uploaded. Where is the regulation? Well, EIE, Enough is Enough, is a website, a program designed to make the internet safer for children and families. And every year, every new president, they reach out to the president and have him sign his allegiance in cooperation with the website. In 2016, Donald Trump signed his allegiance. It has been sent to Biden, but considering his short time in office so far, he has not gotten to it yet. It's still pending. But websites such as these, because it's not the only one, target to put gates, walls into place to ensure that these kind of things don't happen. I actually have it pulled up right here. Prosecute Pornhub. Let's start holding these companies accountable. All right, moving on to our next topic, regulation. Social media and the pandemic. So, start this one off with a question. How is excess time at home contributing to social media usage? While this sounds like a yes and no question, it is. Yes, we are spending more time at home on our phones. Yes, we are giving our time to social media, and yes, it is affecting us. While social media has given us a gateway to continue to talk to our friends and our family that we can't see, it is also drawing us in and holding us in. From algorithms to our feed, to the things that we like, to its simple addictive nature. When we press the like button, a little ding in our hand, we feel it. We feel the like that we just gave. You know, when we get a new text, we hear a buzz. We hear the phone vibrating on our desk. It's specially designed to keep us coming back to it. While we use our phones for good, while social interaction is so limited, it is so important to have these opportunities to connect with the people we might not be able to connect with otherwise. It's important to think about the time that we spend, and not just the time, but the development. Because of the pandemic, we are forced to adapt at home, whether it be full remote learning, half and half, learning to work from home, from grocery shopping to amusement parks to ice skating rinks, to things that we would normally be doing in our spare time. The list goes on. That time is now dedicated at home. More time with family, yes. More time on our phones. Less accountability. The stakeholders are very close together, and the line is very blurry, because on one hand, we have people who use social media productively, and on the other hand, we have people who are relying on social media for all of their social interaction. These people are getting used to the behind the screen interaction. In a world where we can choose to remote from home just because we're not comfortable going in, all of our human interaction outside of our household is being done behind a screen. And because of that, we can't read body language, tone, attitude. It's all being transmitted through text. And the people who are affected the most are teenagers, middle schoolers, whose most important time of human development and interaction is done at school. My very sister is in her room, spending most of her time on her phone. And I mean, I do the same. That doesn't mean it's not taking its toll on us. Of course, there is using social media productively, and while it is important to have these social interactions, it's the combination of the excess time at home, the addictive nature of social media, and the reliance of only being able to talk to people behind a screen. We can't leave our house and go talk to them face to face. These combining factors in the long run, what are they teaching us? What are they teaching our kids? Of course, it's going to affect us all, but some more than others, and especially the kids who are relying on that human interaction. So, where is the regulation in social media? Well, apps like TikTok have taken a step and put out videos to even with its most popular content creators and say, hey, you spent enough time for today. You can go on your phone and you can put timers on for yourself if you want to check yourself, but it's the self-help that comes first. Where is the help for the kids who don't know that they're spending too much time? There is no filter on Snapchat saying, hey, you've been on here a while. In fact, Snapchat rewards you every time you send a snap. You get streaks. You get to come back to it. You have a snap score. Every single Snapchat you send, it goes up one. While we have to be able to acknowledge that we need to take steps to back away from the addictive natures of social media is not doing anything itself to help us. Moving on to our last topic, and relating to TikTok. Election, freedom of speech in the press. All right. The voter turnout for the 2021 election was very, very good compared to other years because there's so much at stake in our world, from climate change, the lives of Black individuals who have been systematically discriminated against, women's rights and their rights to their own body. There's so much at stake. So how does social media play into all of this? Well, Instagram and TikTok clearly played a huge role in this year's elections. And while it's important to talk about and especially reach this young generation and get them involved in the election like past years have not, the information being spread on these accounts and platforms are not always accurate. With infographics is being posted on platforms and viewed by hundreds, if not occasionally millions of people. While Instagram has put into place regulations and fact-checking, you cannot see the fact-check unless you go and look at it. From the Black Lives Matter movements, the events that took place in these movements, to the Capitol riots, to COVID information and what keeps us the most safe, Instagram has a tendency to share and prioritize the infographics. These infographics can be seen by, like I said, hundreds of thousands of people. So how is this tying into our election? Well, of course, we believe what we want to believe, but when we spend all the time that we spend in our devices, we see so much of it that we don't know what to believe. Why allow the spread of misinformation if it's going to lead to this much confusion? So is it fair to say that the stakeholders is us versus social media? Is it fair to say that it's up to us to determine what's good for us? For our parents to determine how much time we've spent on our phones, for our parents to determine what's good for themselves? Or is it the responsibility of the social media apps, the power that we give to them? Of course, in all these instances, we have the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, and the freedom of the press to say what we want, post what we want, express ourselves in whatever way makes us feel best. And that's one of the great things about where our world has come to, is that we can be who we want to be in most places safely. And if not, we are progressing towards that. But what are we doing to take care of ourselves? What are we doing to make sure that the Instagram posts that we see and that we spread are correct and are benefiting everybody? What are we doing to make sure that there aren't young people being put on these websites, being put in situations that they're not comfortable in, being put in situations where they have to fight to get a video of themselves taken down? Maybe our first step towards betterment and regulation is having these discussions. As history shows us, the more we fight for something, the more likely we are to get it. Women earned the right to vote, the right to an abortion. The LGBTQ community earned their right to marriage after they spoke up about it. So maybe once we start speaking up about our priority to our own health, and not just our own, but the people around us, for those who don't realize how it's affecting them, it's our job to start talking about these things. We are the stakeholders. And that concludes today's episode. Thank you for watching. My name is Emma Proctor. Tune in next time as we annotate our 8-page packet. Have a good day.
Oh, wow.